What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan, or ELEMENTofFROST. Welcome back to yet another prediction video for this week's upcoming episode of The Walking Dead, Season 5, Episode 11, entitled The Distance. That's right, guys. Now, this episode is going to be filled with comic book material. This is what I believe, at least. So as we left off last episode, episode 10, obviously, which, by the way, I did do an episode review for that on Monday, which was obviously February the 15th, or 16th, sorry, 15th was the episode, so 16th. Definitely go check out that episode review for last week's episode of The Walking Dead, Season 5, Episode 10, entitled Them. Go ahead and check out that review video. Like I said, it was posted Monday, so just go back on my previous videos. I have playlists as well with all my prediction videos and my review videos, so definitely feel free to check them out. Now, as always, these predictions and review videos, they do contain spoilers. It's kind of hard to predict an upcoming episode of The Walking Dead or review an episode of The Walking Dead without spoiling at least a few things. So, anyways, spoilers ahead, just to let you guys know if you're not caught up, you probably shouldn't watch this. Now, episode 11, The Distance, the synopsis goes as follows, and this is on the AMC website, so this is straight from AMC. Now, it goes like this. Lasting a spectacular storm, Rick and the group meet a seemingly friendly person. Can they be trusted, or are they just manipulating Rick? Now, we obviously know who this is talking about. They're talking about Aaron, the guy that we met at the end of last episode, the guy that approached Maggie and Sasha when they were kind of on a log looking at the sunset at the very, very end of the episode, or at least the sunrise, not the sunset, but nonetheless, same shit. Now, Aaron is actually a character from the comic book series, guys. He's a scout for the Alexandria Safe Zone. Now, whether or not they're going to call it the Alexandria Safe Zone, who knows? You know, it's been revealed that there was filming on like a set that was walled-in community and everything like that, but there's no word on it being called the Alexandria Safe Zone. As we know, The Walking Dead is based off the comic book, but obviously it goes in different directions. You know, not everything is the same. There's things that are different. You know, things are set differently. The way they met Abraham and everything like this in the comic book was different than how they met him in the show. And just, you know, tons of stuff basically are different about the TV show compared to the comic book. So this could be something like the Alexandria Safe Zone, you know, have all the same characters in it, but they could call it like something completely different. Like, for example, when they went to Noah's Walden community, you know, when they went to Virginia, and then, you know, obviously that's when Tyrese died. When they went to that community, in the comic book, it was called Wiltshire Estates. And in the TV show, they call it Shire Wilt, or Sheer Wilt, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, they rearranged the words, kind of made it something different. You know, they could do something the same thing with the Alexandria Safe Zone, but who's to say that's going to happen? You know, they could keep it the same, or they could completely change it in every single way possible. But nonetheless, Aaron, he's a scout for the Alexandria Safe Zone, and that's who he introduced as himself, you know, last episode, at the end of last episode, to Maggie and Sasha. So what I think he's going to be doing this week, or this episode of The Walking Dead, is he's going to be trying to convince Rick of the following. You know, he's a good intended individual. You know, he only has the best intentions for Rick's group. He approached Rick. He actually said, you know, I have some good news, you know, stuff like that. Well, he said that to Maggie and Sasha, but nonetheless. Anyways, he's basically going to try to convince Rick. He knows that Rick's been through a lot. Obviously, he knows that Rick is leader because that's who he asked for. We know now that he was like, I'm a friend, my name is Aaron. We know now that he was probably the one who left the water in the middle of the road that said, from a friend. You know, a little note that Rick and everybody found earlier in the show, last episode, but they obviously didn't drink the water. You know, it could have been poison, could have been anything in it. And, you know, we obviously know that was from him now. So, Aaron is a good character, guys, for one. I'll just flat out say it. I don't want to spoil any of the comic book series, but he is not a threat. But there is a group out there that is a threat. That is a very big threat. And that I think are coming very, very soon. And we actually seen some of it in episode 9 of The Walking Dead, which was entitled, What Happened and What's Going On? Now, when we made it to their community, on the ground, we seen tons and tons of legs and arms. We just seen legs and arms cut off. They were all over the ground, and we later found when Rick was trying to get Tyrese out of there, he rammed into a car, and torso and the head of walkers came piling out of the car onto Rick's car and everything like this. Now, what I think is going to be happening very, very soon, I'm not sure about this episode, because like I said, this episode is probably going to be a pure confrontation on Aaron, basically. He's probably going to be, like I said, trying to confront Rick about everything, tell him up front and just center that, I'm a good guy, we have a good community, and we want you there. We've seen you survive, we know you can hold your own, and just this, trying to convince him, basically, you know what I mean? So, what I think is going to be happening very, very soon, and like I said, it might even come into confrontation this episode, because I believe what is going to happen is the scavengers are just around the corner, guys. That's right. Back in episode 9, if you guys noticed the writing on the walls and everything like that, where the bodies were cut apart and everything like that, somebody wrote on the walls, it said, "The wolves are coming." Now, this isn't, a guaranteed thing or anything like this, but I was actually thinking about a situation that could be possible in the TV show. Now, obviously, this is just pure speculation. This isn't any fact to it at all, but I was honestly just thinking, and it felt kind of funny, that they might be throwing us a hint, with "the wolves are coming." Now, in the comic book, this guy, he actually approaches Rick's community, okay? He's the leader of the scavengers, is what they're called in the comic book. They might be called the wolves. They might be calling themselves the wolves, like they're a pack of wild wolves, or something like that. They might be calling them something like that. Who knows? But nonetheless, he goes up to Rick's community. He knocks on the door and says, "Who do I have to speak to? Let me in." He was basically like giving a little bit of a threat in the comic book, like, knock knock, come in or I'll blow your house down. 3 little pigs. The old fucking folktale and fairy tale. Whatever. Anyway, he threatened about that, so this could be Robert Kirkman throwing us a little bit of a hint as to who cut up the bodies inside of the TV show. It said the wolves are coming, and that was like I said, it was all massacred all over the wall. There was blood everywhere. There was body parts, stuff like that. It could be a little bit of a hint, maybe some foreshadowing and stuff like that. Just throwing us a little bit of kind of an Easter egg, if you will. If you play video games, you find Easter eggs throughout the map. Not literal eggs that look like Easter, but they're kind of like surprises or, little hints and stuff like that thrown into games. And Robert Kirkman, hell, he could have thrown one in the TV show that said the wolves are coming. And for anybody who read the comic book might understand that, let me in or I'll blow your house down, 3 little pigs. So that's what I was honestly thinking. So I do think they're going to be making a very, very big impact here in a little bit. Like I said, not sure if it's going to be this episode or not. But it could be, it could be them kind of interfering with Aaron and everything like that. So maybe they're trying to make Rick believe that, Aaron is actually a bad guy and stuff like that. Maybe they're going to make things happen. And obviously Rick's going to get suspicious of Aaron and, shit's going to go down. So, that might bungle things up between Rick and Aaron and the Alexandria safe zone. Who really knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just pure speculation at this point, but that's what I think is going to happen. Like I said, Aaron is a good character. Later in the comic book, he actually turns out to be gay. So we did hear a little bit about there being a character introduced in the show as being gay a little later on in the season. So, obviously that could be a thing right there, is Aaron. And I believe his partner back at the Alexandria safe zone, I believe his name is Eric. So that would be pretty cool, kind of see a new relationship in the Walking Dead universe. Really haven't seen anything like that before. That obviously would be pretty cool, just to get more of the comic book feel into the show and everything like that. So, I don't think there's going to be, them getting to the Alexandria safe zone in this episode. I really don't see that happening. But honestly, I do see it happening within episode 12 or 13. That's just my opinion. They could have a few episodes of them, getting used to the Alexandria safe zone, having a little bit of peace, and then at the very, very end of Season 5, a character show up that we all know and, well, don't love up until this point in the comic book. I'm not spoiling anything, but his name's Negan. I'll just leave it at that. Who knows if that's going to be at the end of this season. I don't know if they even cast Negan or not. Maybe they just kept it under wraps and everything like that. That would be pretty cool if they kept Negan under wraps. You know, no one leaked about it. Nothing happened at all. Maybe they, like, literally cast him, and maybe he did, like, a scene at the end of Season 5 just telling, you know, them to let me in. You know, what cocksucker, you know, something like that. Just him throwing some really unbelievably curse words into the mix, and it being pretty cool. So, yeah, like I said, I do think they are going to get to the Alexandria safe zone. You know, I think they will come across to trust Aaron enough so that they follow him to this Alexandria safe zone, or like I said, whatever it's going to be called. And then I believe for a few episodes they're going to have some confrontations with the scavengers. You know, they might deal with them. Who knows? No spoilers, again, from the comic book, just in case anybody plan on reading it. It's actually rather recent. So, you know, it's not all the way back at, like, Volume 1, 2, or 3, or anything like that. I believe it's about Volume 13, I believe, in my opinion. I'm not sure. I think it's Volume 13. It might be 14. But no, that's what I honestly think is going to happen. I think that we are going to get to see the Alexandria safe zone very, very soon. I think we're going to get Rick to shave his beard very, very soon. But as far as next episode, just next episode happening, like I said, it's just going to be a confrontation with Aaron. I believe the scavengers might get involved a little bit, or the wolves, if you might want to call them that. It's whatever. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of The Walking Dead Season 5 as much as I will. Hopefully you guys continue to watch all my episode reviews and my episode prediction videos, because I definitely do enjoy making them. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people watch them. They're one of my most popular series here on my channel. I do really, really appreciate it when people watch them. And yeah, I'd really, really appreciate it if you hit it with a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode other than just the pure confrontation with Aaron. And you know, everything like this, it's just going to go down, basically. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to explain to them everything what happened. You know, he's going to say that I gave you the water. You know, I've been trying to help you out. I've been following you for a while. I know that you're the leader of the group, Rick. I know in one of the sneak peeks, I'll link it in the description below if I can think of it. In one of the sneak peeks for next week's episode of The Walking Dead, was Rick talking to Aaron, basically saying, how many people do you have out there? He basically replies with, does it really matter? And Rick said, yes, it does. And he's like, oh, no, of course it actually matters, but does it really matter the number of people I say that are out there? You know, whether it's going to be 8, you know, 1,042, 420, you know, all these crazy numbers. Does it really matter how many people get out there? Because no matter what, you are not the kind of group that can just trust somebody. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of putting all his faith out there. He's kind of pulling all his faith out there in Rick to finally trust him. But he knows that it's not going to be done. You know, he knows, well, he doesn't know what Rick has been through, but he can tell that Rick has been through a lot. You know, trust issues. His best friend literally stabbed him in the back, Shane. After that, you know, there's tons of things with the prison and the governor. You know, you can't trust anybody like that. You know, when the governor attacked back in Season 4, again, you know, killed Herschel, everything like this. It's just kind of, it's turning Rick's faith in people upside down. You know, he doesn't think there's any more good people out there other than the ones he has. You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously there was the Terminans, you know, people at Terminus. They were not trustworthy. They got there seeking shelter and safety, and they ended up just trying to survive and not be a cannibal meal. You know, Bob is dead. You know, everything is just going wrong right now for Rick, and he doesn't want to take any more risks. So I don't know if he's going to trust Aaron immediately, but I do feel that something's going to happen, that Aaron just saves his ass, or, you know, something's going to happen, that Rick will just take a leap of faith and follow them to this Alexandria safe zone. Obviously, keeping in mind that he will do it safely. You know, he'll go through the woods. He'll scout the place out first. Everything like this. He's not going to just go barging in and be like, oh, yes, safety, I'm behind walls. Awesome. Now, you know, he's going to play it smart, just like he always does. That's Rick. You know what I mean? That's what he does. That's how he does it. That's his group. He protects his family with everything that he's got. So, Anyways, like I said, that's it for this week's prediction video for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 11, entitled The Distance. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, feel free to hit the video with a like. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the Destiny gameplay in the background. It was probably just me playing some Vanguard Rock or something with my friends. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and that's pretty much it for now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check back this Monday on my channel, which obviously will be February the 23rd for my episode review video of episode 11 of the season 5, The Distance. You know, check back then. Tune into AMC this Sunday, February the 22nd, for The Distance, only, like I said, on AMC, you know, the premiere of the episode. And that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, bye.